let us discuss police brutality and extrajudicial killing. But first, I have to engage the security experts on this one. That is, we are still joined by Adams Abo, who is joining us live from Ondo State, former Deputy Director, DSS and security expert. So now this is the question: police brutality and extrajudicial killing. How come we've had protests on this? Protests which took lives, or debatable protests which took lives of a lot of people. But how come 2 years after we are still experiencing something like this? Is it that all the yelling, all the pleas of the people, is it that I fell on deaf ears, or someone somewhere just doesn't hear that there's still police brutality and extrajudicial killing taking place in Nigeria?
Thank you very much for this question. Thank you very much for this question. But let me, I may be coming from a different angle, but let me look at it from this way. Whether all the protests and all the agitations has had any effect on the police, particularly on these extrajudicial killing and so on and so forth. I just want to add that whether Nigeria as a country has particularly been able to address the myriads of challenges that we've been having over the years to the satisfaction of the citizen. If you ask me, I will say no. And that is why in most cases, all over the world, it is said that you have the kind of police service based on the society that we live in. The Nigerian police force as an organization, to the best of my knowledge, have been doing all they can to carry out reforms by area of training. A lot of NGOs, both national and international, have been partnering with the police. I am aware of this because I'm a security, private security practitioner. And over the years, even before the NSAS protests in this country, but whether it has had any impact, just like whatever effort we think we are making in other spheres of life in this country has been making any positive impact. If we take the case of the lawyer, there was a time that the police said, had a policy not to arm very junior officers, maybe constables and so on. But if you look at this particular one, the officer is a superior police officer, what we call super. Anyone that has 1 star above, you are a superior police officer. He was the one that did this. And if you listen to the testimony of the witnesses, which I've read, the operatives lined themselves up. The first one, they claimed that they stopped the vehicle, it didn't stop. The second one, the officer who happened to be in charge, he was the last stage. And maybe when he saw that they did not stop, whatever came to his mind, only God knows, and opened fire. But honestly, there's something we call the power of intuition. As a security personnel, you have this instant, understanding that something could happen. And so you must be able to caution yourself, or because it is better to allow a criminal to go than to just arrest even an innocent person. Talk more of killing an innocent person. That certainly is not good enough. But I think by and large, the police should do more in the area of reformation. But the country on its own should also do more in particularly the leadership, in addressing the myriad of challenges that we have in this country. Corruption is going on unabated. A lot of things are going on without any meaningful impact being made to associate them. So we need to do more. I think that is what is happening in the police.
Right, we really do need to do more. And now let us talk about custodians of the rule of law. This is supposed to be the lawyers. I don't know if I'm correct me if I'm wrong, that lawyers should be the custodians of the rule of law. And we've had several cases of human rights abuse, human rights violation. And to the credit of some lawyers, I know that some people do take these cases up pro bono just to make sure that justice is served. But be this issues of police brutality, it's one that happens. Everyone, I could say that everyone knows at least someone who have been harassed by Nigerian police. But then we have the issue of Bolale Rahim after she died, which is a very, very sad event. One of the things that is going on in the public domain is perhaps it's because she is a lawyer, and that is why the NBA really focused on this case. And it makes people ask questions that, what about other people that they've been victims? Some have lost their lives, some have been impaled, some have to go through instrumental barrier because of police brutality. But why is it that it is just a case of this woman that is gaining so much prominence? So do you feel like perhaps there is a little partiality, or it's just what it is?
Well, I wouldn't say it is something that is not premeditated. I mean, the action of the NBA as a group is what they should do. Bolale Rahim was a member of the NBA. The NBA has the objectives of upholding the rule of law as part of their constitution. Don't forget also that they are going to watch out for their members, being a group. And that is the first and foremost. Like you said, we have had lawyers and we still have lawyers who work pro bono, assisting victims of abuses, groups that have, groups that are there, mainly people by lawyers, assisting in one way or the other. Many cases are pending in courts all over the country by these lawyers against the police, against the security agencies for one thing or the other. Not just against, only done against lawyers, but the other people who are non-lawyers. But then, as a group, the NBA as a group, I believe, should now do more. Of course, the noise and awareness created in this is because Bolale is a lawyer, yes. You can't take it away from the NBA. But like I said in a recent article I wrote, I don't know if Bolale will have been a victim. Of course, we don't know what will happen tomorrow. But if NBA had worked more conscientiously over time to rein in these recalcitrant officers, these officers who want to tarnish the image of the police, they are there. If NBA had taken up some activities which the legal framework has already provided for. I'll give you an example. Section 34 of the ACJA provides for a chief magistrate or someone designated to visit at least monthly police detention centers all over the Federation. Now, Lagos State criminal justice law has a similar provision. Other laws in other states have similar provision. Now, the question is, how has this been implemented? In Lagos State, I'm a member of a group formed to support these magistrates. They are called Duty Solicitors Nigeria. Our work here is to assist the magistrates, be in their company when they visit these detention centers unannounced. And where there are other agencies, detention centers, the Customs, the Standard Organization of Nigeria, the EFCC, the ACJA says a judge of the High Court in that jurisdiction should undertake these visits. My question for the NBA is, how has the NBA come together, for example, to give vent to this provision and use it as a monthly tool to let the police know we are here? Things cannot be done as it used to. It cannot be business as usual. When the police begin to feel these checks more often, then we'll go beyond that provision in Section 34 to Force Order 20, as amended in 2017 by a former IG of police, which gives lawyers opportunity to come into the police station, working in tandem with the Legal Aid Council of Nigeria and some NGOs, to now come to the cells, assist inmates in the situation of bail and other necessities they have. This is something created by the police. MDA should be at the forefront of this kind of provisions. If we have these checks more and more and more and more, we will begin to get the police to know that, look, we're not going to rest on our ears. We are the people that should really stand as the watchdog for the rule of law. The police is part of it. We have the security agencies as part of this coalition. But the lawyers should be at the forefront. The MDA should be at the forefront. And by the time the police begin to feel this, they will begin to fish out some of these officers even before what will happen will happen. Again, when situations like this happen to non-lawyers, MDA should also come up and get to the root and say, who fired the shots? Why was he fired? These extrajudicial killings are too much. When this heat is on, a lot of people who don't want to be in the police will go out. Those who want to remain will know that I can't just go out, take a drink, get high on something, and then carry a gun to scare people.
Oh,
that is the truth.
For the court case that took place earlier in the week, Drambi Vandi pleaded not guilty to these charges, and then there is also debate on whether really he was intoxicated, because that was one of the things that was flying around the media, that he was intoxicated. But we also have some saying that he was not intoxicated. But I guess we have to leave that for the court of law to decide if he is or if he's not, or if he is guilty. Well, I'm sure investigations will review that in the future. And now going back to our security experts in the building, my guest is talking about lawyers going to police station, assisting with bills and all that. But I have also heard stories about policemen beating up lawyers, like really beating up lawyers and locking lawyers up when they go there to talk, to help their victims or to help the people they are representing. Who should be held responsible for that? Is it the person in charge of that particular division? Or what should be done in that scenario? Because when you think about it, it's so comical. The lawyer is going there to represent his victim, help with bail and all that. And then the lawyer is beaten and locked up.
Is that for me? Is that a question for me?
Do you need me to repeat the question?
Is that question? Is that for me? I can't hear you now.
Okay. Okay, I am going to repeat the question. There are cases of lawyers going to prison or going to police station to help their clients with bail. And we have the policemen beating up the lawyers and locking them up in jail. Who should be held responsible for cases like that? Because it seems that the lawyer going there to represent his victim is also faced with this police brutality and extrajudicial activities from policemen. What should be done to remedy that?
This is an unusual case, to be very candid. I mean, a lawyer goes to the police station because of his client, maybe he wants him bailed and so on, and the lawyer beating up and locked up. I don't think it can just happen like that. I think there may be something much more than that, and investigation should be what will bring it out. I don't know how the lawyer conducted himself and what happened between him and the police and the station before they can go to that level. Because I think the level we are now, I mean, everybody knows what the role of a lawyer is vis-a-vis criminal activities that are pending in the police station or in the court. So I don't see where a lawyer can just be. There must be something that. So if there is any case like that, it should be reported. And of course, I mean, you have the NBA, you have the higher authority in the police. If it's in a state or it's in an area, you look for area commander to complain to, or the commissioner of police, as the case may be. And of course, the police has an ex-squad that handles, IG monitoring department that handles some sensitive cases. I think they should be able to handle it, because it's a situation where a lawyer will go just because he wants to. I don't think that must have been what would have happened. Something else would have happened. So investigation should bring it out. But in any case, both NBA and the various hierarchy of the police should be able to sort such situations out.
We appreciate you taking time to be on Firecrackers for this week's edition. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And that is Adams Abu. He is the former Deputy Director, DSS, and the security expert. And now, because we do not have much time,